Cincinnati voters will decide the fate of the Cincinnati Southern Railway. Tonight, we're getting some new details about how the city says the money from the railway sale would actually be spent. WCPO 9 News reporter Taylor Nimmo joining us live in studio here. So Taylor, how much money are we talking about here?
Well, the city projects the sale of the Cincinnati Southern Railway would generate a minimum of $250 million over the next 10 years. And we're learning more about how specifically that money would be spent through the Cincinnati On Track spending plan. And I sat down with former Cincinnati Vice Mayor Christopher Smitherman, who's not on board. He says selling the railway is a bad idea.
Ultimately, the money will be wasted, and the asset that we sold, that we've owned for 154 years, will be gone forever, and we'll never be able to get it back. That is the problem with this.
The Cincinnati On Track plan states the funding would be spread between 5 categories: parks, recreation, streets and sidewalks, public services, and health. Last week, former Mayor John Cranley spoke in support of the sale.
Roads and bridges have got to be fixed, and this is the best way, without having to raise taxes, that we can deliver the infrastructure that the people of this city need.
But former Cincinnati Vice Mayor Christopher Smitherman says the language is non-binding, and even if city leaders vote to approve the plan, it could change in the future.
City Council can change the language and the wish list at a whim.
Smitherman says his other concern is transparency.
We're talking about the sale of an asset that we've owned for 154 years, and there hasn't been one public hearing in our 52 neighborhoods.
Right now, the city said it makes around $25 million a year from the railroad. If voters approve the sale in November, the city projects it will earn up to $50 million a year, and that's based off the city's estimate that they will earn a 5.5% return on investment each year. There's also concern about selling it to Norfolk Southern after the disaster in East Palestine. Former Mayor John Cranley argues the sale would protect the city from liability on the railroad.
Let's get out.
And others disagree.
You would think that City Council and the mayor would wait for the final investigation of what occurred there prior to selling this asset to Norfolk Southern.
The Cincinnati On Track plan projects include replacements for 3 fire stations, improvements to recreation centers, and $1.5 million for Columbia Parkway landslide remediation.
I'm saying I'd rather own the land and the ground for the next 154 years and not trust the politicians that they're going to do a good job by this money.
We're expecting to hear more from city leaders on Tuesday. The Budget and Finance Committee will hold a special meeting to present the Cincinnati On Track spending plan tomorrow afternoon. Guys.